11. Bias from deprival superreaction syndrome, including bias caused by present or threatened scarcity, including threatened removal of something almost possessed but never possessed. Here I took the Munger dog. Lovely, harmless dog. The only way to get that dog to bite you was to try and take something out of its mouth after it was already there. And any of you who have tried to do takeaways in labor negotiations will know that the human version of that dog is there in all of us. And I had a predecessor on a little island where I have a house, and his next door neighbor put a little pine tree in that was about 3 feet high, and it turned his 180-degree view of the harbor into 179 3/4. Well, they had a blood feud like the Hatfields and McCoys, and it went on and on and on. And I mean, people are really crazy about minor decrements down, and then if you act on them, you get into reciprocation tendency, because you don't just reciprocate affection, you reciprocate animosity, and the whole thing can escalate. And so huge insanities can come from just subconsciously overweighing the importance of what you're losing or almost getting and not getting. And the extreme business case here was New Coke. Now, Coca-Cola has the most valuable trademark in the world. We're the major shareholder. I mean, I think we understand that trademark. Coke has armies of brilliant engineers, lawyers, psychologists, advertising executives, and so forth. And they had a trademark on a flavor, and they'd spent the better part of 100 years getting people to believe that trademark had all these intangible values too. And people associated it with a flavor. And so they were going to tell people not that it was improved, because you can't improve a flavor. If a flavor is a matter of taste, I mean, you may improve a detergent or something, but telling you're going to make a major change in a flavor. I mean, so they got this huge deprival superreaction syndrome. Pepsi was within weeks of coming out with old Coke in a Pepsi bottle, which would have been the biggest fiasco in modern times. Perfect insanity. And by the way, both Goizueta and Keogh are just wonderful about it. I mean, they just joke. I mean, they don't. Keogh always says, I must have been away on vacation. He participated in every single... He's a wonderful guy. And by the way, Goizueta is a wonderful, smart guy, an engineer. Smart people make these terrible boners. How can you not understand deprival superreaction syndrome? But people do not react symmetrically to loss and gain. Now, maybe a great bridge player like Zeckhauser does, but that's a trained response. Ordinary people, subconsciously affected by their inborn tendencies,